I'm Ray Geary.
And?
Cynthia Geary.
Good job. 2005, just thinking she was sick, like all the toddlers get sick. She's just, the only thing is she wasn't getting any better. She was just actually feeling worse and worse, and fevers. And
You know, they started doing blood work, and then next thing you know, we're driving out to City Hope, and they started doing work on her right away.
of course, the days to come, you know, obviously it was official. She had leukemia, ALL. When Cynthia was first diagnosed, you know, you go into frantic, you know, hectic mode. You want to research and, you know, everything. And actually, the first website I found was the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And from there, you know, going in through the website, I found the forum. I got to go in there and meet some of the parents that were going through, you know, the same thing that she was going through.
We didn't know what to expect from the drugs that she was taking and stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, the doctors would kind of tell you an idea, but then you would hear the parents like, oh, well, just expect this and do that, and, you know, don't get too over worried, or, you know, look out for this. And, you know, I would come home and then ask her questions, and she'd be like, oh yeah, I, you know, talked to this lady, you know, which is like a, you know, and then in turn she helped other mothers too that were on there asking questions. She would be able to, you know, give them some answers back too, and it was pretty cool.
Everything looked in our favor. She was at low to moderate risk. The first year was, you know, we'd go in for fevers, and it's a constant walking on eggshells kind of deal. But the second year was a little easy. The treatment wasn't as harsh, and, you know, her blood count was good, and
Everything was looking normal. Her hair was coming back, so it was like we're going back to normal things again.
And then she finished treatment August 29th, and we had a big party and we celebrated. And
It was fun.
yeah, 2 months later, unfortunately, she went in for surgery to have her portacath removed, and they did a bone marrow and a spinal tap. And the next day, I remember I was sitting at work, and her doctor called me, and she said, okay, you know, her bone marrow is clear, but unfortunately her spinal fluid came back with leukemia cells, and I lost it. We had to go back the next day. They talked to us about a little bit about her new treatment protocol. So the new protocol was completely different. Everything that we knew the drugs, we knew the chemos she was on, except it was, you know,
Well, they mentioned radiation, which kind of
radiation, which was, you know, completely, everything you hear from radiation is just negative, you know. It's when the doctor sat with us and said she was going to require radiation. It says, look, you know, 10 years ago, every kid that was diagnosed with, you know, leukemia was getting radiation, and they were getting twice the amount that she's going to get, just because we didn't know any better, but because of research, because of the studies that they've done, you know, they've determined that not every kid needs radiation, and
not so much.
because of what people, you know, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society are doing, raising money, and it's helping these hospitals, these doctors find these, you know, what's best, and, you know, for the patients and the diagnosis, and so that alone is great. So she finished chemotherapy March 4th of this year, and that was a very exciting and scary day. You kind of say, okay, yay for this day, but, you know, in 2 months when we come back, you know, what's going to happen then? But then you don't want to, you know, think too much about that, and just kind of go with the flow and just celebrate.
Actually, the 29th of this month, she goes in for her final bone marrow aspiration and spinal fluid test. And then they say it's up to 5 days before they can give us any results. So that's just kind of like, all right, let's not get too excited, let's just wait, you know, and we'll party later.